Hi guys, I am back. I am about 3 years late to the fucking party. I have been really busy. I have a son now, he's 2. I don't know if this intro is gonna fucking work because I don't know how the fuck to edit videos, but I am going to try to film an intro and hopefully I can tack this onto my other video. You guys probably don't care about that, but I just wanted to let you know that I did go ahead and do kind of a tutorial. It was a tutorial and a challenge where I use all of the colors in the JACLYN HILL Vault collection, and I use the Armed and Gorgeous palette. It's fucking beautiful, and I thought it would just be something really fun to try to use and kind of think about actually doing your makeup. I watched a tutorial from Cosmo by Haley, and she did the same challenge, and she used all of the colors in the Norvina palette, and I thought it was a really interesting idea, and it actually is a challenge, and it makes you actually think where you're going to put the colors and if they're actually going to look good and blend out and how it's going to look in the end. So I just wanted to jump on here and let you guys know that I am going to start trying to film videos again. I've been gone again for about 3 years. I kind of started to think, why the fuck am I not filming tutorials anymore? It's something that I love doing, and it's really my happy place to sit here and get to create looks that I think of and get to be creative and actually kind of do what I love again. So without further ado, I'll shut the fuck up and get to the video, and thank you so much for watching. I have been at work all day. I throw on makeup whenever I'm at work in the work bathroom because I work at 5 a.m. so I go there barefaced, nothing on my face, and I am going to wipe this off and we're going to get started. So I'm just taking a makeup wipe and I'm wiping off my mascara and I use bronzer as eyeshadow through the week because I'm not trying to do no freaking cut crease at work. No thanks. I am really new at still making YouTube tutorials. I haven't done it in years. I used to film on a laptop and use Windows Movie Maker to edit, but I don't have that laptop anymore and I just have an iPhone. So I'm doing the best with what I have, and I don't know how editing is gonna go, so that's why I kind of started off in my work makeup and I'm wiping everything off to kind of, I don't want to wipe my whole face off because I want to get straight to the shit. So I'm gonna start this. I used to use eyeshadow primer, but a lot of YouTubers nowadays use concealer. So instead of having to buy extra eyeshadow primer, opposed to just using like one product, I actually started using the Josie Maran Vibrancy Concealer. It is beautiful. It's so moisturizing, but if you're oily, as long as you set it, it literally doesn't go anywhere, and it just makes your skin feel really nice and it doesn't get really dry under your eyes. So this is what it is. I'm in the shade Fair, and I'm going to use this as my base. So let's get started. Hopefully this doesn't turn out like crap, because if it does, I'm gonna cry. So I usually, even if I start off with my face makeup first, or with my eyes first, I always do my eyes anyway with concealer, whether I would go over it with an eyeshadow primer or not, because I get really like dark circles right in here, and I feel like if I don't do that beforehand, it kind of looks sloppy because I can't just go back in with my concealer after I have my eyeshadow on and like touch that up and put concealer under there. So I always just go ahead and do this step first anyway, even if I am barefaced. So I don't know if that's what you guys do, but that's what I found works for me. So I got this tip from JACLYN HILL. She takes her beauty sponge and her loose powder. I use the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and she taps it under her eye. This will bake, and also it helps to where if you have fallout, it doesn't fuck up your face either. Now, I'm wearing a white shirt and it's fucking up my shirt a little bit, but beauty's pain. Whatevs. So I'm also going to take that same powder and set my eyelids to prevent it from creasing. Guys, I don't know what the fuck I'm going to do with this look. I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, so I have everything set, everything ready to go. I look super fucking cute. I think what I'm just gonna do is I'm just gonna start going in with this yellow color right here. I don't know if you guys can even see it. Right here. It's called Access. It's like a mustardy yellow. And I'm just gonna take the same brush that I put in my crease. I don't know what this brush is, but it does the job for me. So I'm dusting that in the crease. I hope you guys can see, because if not, I'm gonna cry. I think maybe I'll do, I think I'm gonna do a cut crease halo eye. I've been watching Raw Beauty Christy, and she's a fucking boss at halo eyes, cut creases. I'm just bringing my powder up further so it looks kind of like a cat eye. I really like doing the halo eyes that have a little bit of a flick at the end. So I'm gonna do that. But yes, I have been watching Raw Beauty Christy, and she does cut creases a lot, and they're just so beautiful, especially on my eye shape. I know we all have different eye shapes, and halo eyes, let alone cut creases, you may not like them. But this is something new that I've been trying because I was afraid to try it because I did not think it would look good on me. And I did it for the first time the other day. So this is going to be my second time doing it. And hopefully it works. I'm going to go in with this little brush. It's dirty, it has yellow on it, but that's the same color I'm using, so whatever. And I'm gonna go back, say I'm still using that yellow shade, but I'm gonna go in my inner corner right here for that halo eye, because that brush is just too big to go in that little inner corner right there. So I'm just kind of going back over to make sure I like the pigmentation of this color before I lay something else down. It just kind of saves yourself time in the future, so you don't have to keep going back in and adding more pigment. I mean, I'm sure I'll go back in with this color later, but I just kind of want to make sure I'm saving myself some time and steps. So I'm gonna go in, I'm gonna mix these two colors. This one's called Agent. Did I call this one Agent? It's Access, so I'm sorry if I called it the wrong name. Agent, and this one is called Secure. So I'm going to go with these two colors. And I'm just dipping in. This is also another little brush. I don't know. I got it from this app called Shine. And their brushes are pretty good. They're cute. They work pretty well for what I need them to do. So, works for me. So I'm just going more into my crease opposed to bringing it all the way up on my brow bone, because you want to start light and you want to kind of sweep that all over your eye, and then you want to gradually go darker and use ideally you want to use like smaller brushes, but the darker you get, the more into your crease you want. And this brush is the perfect size to go into my inner corner. So I'm just using the same brush with those two orangey shades to kind of start making a blend and make the colors look really nice and pretty. And since we're doing a cut crease, we're going to cut all this out later. So if you're sloppy, if you jack up, it's fine. You're going to cover it up anyway. I'm just going to go in with this brush. This one is a little dense for what I want to do right now. So I'm just taking this. It's literally the same shape, just a little more dense, or a little less dense, sorry. And I'm just really, really lightly going back over that yellow color just to blend it out a little bit more and make sure that we have a gradient of that really, really pretty yellow and orangey color. I'm going back in with those two orangey shades just to kind of touch it up out here, just to make sure everything looks all nice and pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go into the color Smooth Criminal, and I'm gonna put that kind of in the same area that we did, but a little bit more concentrated. Just so you don't take away from that orange and yellow blend. You're just deepening up the crease and adding a little bit more dimension. So whenever you do cut your crease out, it's just gonna look really nice and have that gradient effect. So I kind of stipple the color down first and then kind of start bringing it up. And I find that that works the best for me. So I'm not placing down too much product at once and then jacking it up later, trying to blend it all out because I put too much product down. I'm dipping into those orange shades again just to kind of make sure we still have that orange color right in between that brownish and the yellow. Really pretty. So one thing that you kind of have to keep in mind, I'm going to dip back into that yellow, is with this Vault collection, these colors are so pigmented, and they really aren't like regular Morphe eyeshadows. JACLYN did state that they were pressed a little bit differently, and I do agree that the formulation is a little bit different. Not bad or anything, but these shadows are just so pigmented that you kind of have to be careful, especially like up towards your brow bone. If you're wanting to blend it out, you have to be really careful, because if you put too much pigment up there and it's by your brow bone, you want the lightest color to be up by your brow bone. So if you put too much pigment down and it's too dark up by your brow bone, it's not going to be very flattering. So you just kind of want to be very careful what you're doing with this palette. It's not a bad thing at all, but just letting you know. I'm going to go in with Prowl, this color right here, and I'm using this little brush. I got this from Shine also. It's just a really, really nice brush to get right into that crease. And I'm just going to do a little bit of this. And again, this is just kind of defining my crease and setting the foundation for whenever we do cut that crease out to look really nice and defined. And I'm just doing the same, literally same movements that we've been doing the whole time. Same spot, just a little bit deeper into the crease. And at this point, I'm kind of on the outer edges of my lid pretty much, because we went so low. But whenever we cut it out, it'll look really nice. And because my crease is a little bit further up here, I like to bring my dark like up right in here. So I'm gonna go back in with those orangey colors and dip into that yellow a little bit, just to kind of go back where we did earlier, right in between all those colors, just to make sure that blend is really nice. And then I'm gonna go back in with this big brush. I'm gonna tap into the yellow and really lightly just run it over that really, really top right there, not your brow bone, but right at the top. And I'm gonna go back in just to make sure right here is as dark as I want it to be. I think I'm gonna work on the bottom. Yeah, we'll work on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to get some eyeliner. This is the eyeliner that I'm gonna use. This is lmao, just a regular black eye pencil. And I'm gonna tight line at the top. And tight line on the bottom. And I have a mirror over there. I'm not that talented. I can't just put my eyeliner on without looking in a mirror. So I'm going to take this brush right here. I don't know what the hell this brush is. I don't know where it's from. But I'm gonna start by going back into that access color. It's that pretty yellow. And I'm gonna start bringing that on my lower lash line. And I really like a blown out lash line, lower lash line. Some people don't even like to touch the bottom of their eyes, but I think it looks really nice. Especially if you have like a dramatic eye look. Super pretty. And I'm just dipping in and blending that out. And then I'm gonna go into the color Top Secret. It's that really pretty army green. Just saturating my brush with that color. And I'm bringing it on my lash line. Oh shit, I accidentally dipped into the brown. We don't want that. And I want it to stand out that I'm using green. So I'm just kind of going back into that green and blending it back in with that yellow until I like the saturation of that green color. And just blend it away. Literally the most important part about your lower lash line is blending it out. So now that I have the green laid down how I want, I'm just gonna go back in with a little bit of that access, that yellow color, and take it right on the very end and blend it out a little bit just so it's not harsh down there. And as you can see, I like to go pretty far down. I really think it makes my eyes stand out, and it makes the look that you're doing stand out as well. So I have 4 colors left that I haven't used. So I'm gonna take this color right here, Guilt Trip, and I'm gonna take this little brush right here, and I'm gonna dip it in like this. And I'm gonna put it right almost on my inner corner and drag it on my lower lash line just a little bit so there's a little pop of color down there. And if you can see, it just brightens it up a little bit down there. So what I'm gonna do next is I'm going to cut my crease out. So what I like to do is take my concealer. I haven't cut it out with this concealer yet though, so hopefully it works. I really hope it does, because I've gotten this far. So, and I'm just gonna take this brush right here. I think this is a Wet n Wild brush, and you just saturate your brush really well. And you look, the best way to do it is you look straight ahead at your mirror, and you put it a little bit above where your crease is. Just so when your eyes open, you can see. And I'm gonna fix it right here a little bit at the top. So that's about what I want to do. Gonna bringing it in just a tiny bit over here on the inner corner, just so it all kind of matches. And I'm gonna tap it again. Tap, tap, tap. So I don't like how the top of this looks, so I'm just fixing it a tiny bit. Just kind of lining it up with the shape of my actual eye. And I like during this, but I'm in the zone. So I like how this side is looking. Last time, this was my troublesome side. Oh, hilarious. I like that side too. Cut this one a little bit more. Looking pretty good. So I'm just going to take this little angle brush that I used to put that shiny color on, and I'm going to go into that prow color, that really, really dark brown right here, and I'm going to kind of touch up that crease a little bit. This way, it makes it a little bit more dramatic, and you can clean it up however you want. This one doesn't really need touched up, but I'm going to anyway. Just for shits and gigs. So, let's see. I feel like it looks pretty good. Pretty good to me. So I think I'm gonna start going in with the colors now. So I'm gonna find a brush that I would like to use for this. I'm just gonna use this brush right here, just like a flat brush. It's from BH Cosmetics, really flat, like a flat shader brush. And I'm gonna go into the color Classified. It's this dark taupey brown down here. It's really pretty. I'm just loading up my brush. And actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to flip this brush over And I'm gonna start putting coin on the inner, like the inner portion of my eye, like the center. And I'm patting this. This color is really, really pretty. If you wanted to, you could wet this with a setting spray or like Fix Plus, whatever you would like, but you kind of don't need to because it's gorgeous. And I'm taking this basically all the way to the outside where we laid that concealer down, and I'm kind of using my brush at the very top about how I did whenever I cut my crease out, just kind of letting that curve do the work for me because it's the shape that that cut crease is. Sorry, I have really bad posture and I'm slouching. Not very cute. Sorry. And then I'm gonna take my finger and dip into coin again and just tap it just to make sure it gets that intensity that I'm looking for. I don't really see the need of dipping into Fix Plus or a setting spray, so that's why I'm not doing that. But just like one fast little tap and then going over it is about all you need. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use that classified color that I first started out with, and I'm gonna take that on the same brush. I'm just gonna flip it to the other side, and I'm going to dip it in, and I'm gonna pat it on the outer portion of that to kind of use this to blend it in to the rest of the eyeshadow. Then I think I am going to use my finger for this one too. This one isn't working very well. Weird. What I'm going to do is I have a makeup wipe right here. Instead of me just like spraying it, I'm going to just dampen it with that and then try that. That's a little better. Not really what I'm looking for. Also, this one works good with your finger too. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm gonna take this one brush that I used and just kind of go over everything. And I like how that's looking. So I don't really like doing brow bone highlights with shimmer colors. I just don't think that it looks very well on me. So I'm going to take that VIP color, and this is our last color that we have to use, and I'm just going to use that as my inner corner highlight. And I already have eyeliner on, so we used all of the colors in the palette. I think what I'm going to do is mascara. So I dropped my mascara earlier, but I'm going to use this. It's the Milk Kush Mascara. This will be the third time that I'm using this, and so far I really, really like it. This is so heavy. It feels almost like if you go into like your husband's or your dad or your boyfriend's or whoever, their toolbox, and they have those like cranky things or whatever they're called, and you like are using it to screw something or whatever the fuck it's called. This is kind of what it feels like, that metal thing that you use. I don't know what that's called. I'm gonna get made fun of for that, but whatever. But yeah, so that's what it feels like. It smells really good too. It doesn't smell like Kush, but it has like just like a nice fresh scent. Oh, no. I'm not doing mascara. Hold on. I lied. I have one step first that I would like to do. So I'm going to take that Prowl color, and I'm going to use this flat brush right here, and I'm dipping the very tip of that in, and I'm just going to run this on my upper lash line. Really, really tight to my lashes. I'm not going to do winged eyeliner because I don't want to take away from the look that we just did. So I'm just running this on my lash line just to kind of add some volume to the very, very base of my lashes, and then I'm going to go in with the mascara. So I'm just putting it on like I normally do. If you're not careful, and if you don't make sure that you have all the excess mascara off, it can really get clumpy. So this is what one coat looks like. And then this is what my eye without mascara looks like. So it really, really brings my eyes out. It's really pretty, really nice. Really, really nice. And I'm just coating my mascara, or coating my lashes like I normally do. And then I still haven't dipped back in to the component. I'm just making sure that I have all my lashes coated. And then I go to the bottom. I still haven't dipped back in. I'm just going back over. And this is what it looks like with mascara. And then I am going to brush away that powder and like any fallout that we may have had. And just kind of blending everything out, because where my dumbass wiped off my makeup from earlier, I kind of have a little bit of a line of demarcation right here. So this is a no-no, and you're not supposed to do this, but I don't care. So I'm gonna just touch up my concealer back on there, and hopefully it kind of gets rid of that line. So I'm gonna go ahead and go back in with the powder with my regular brush. This is just an e.l.f. brush, and I'm just touching up where I just had to touch up, and I'm applying that under my eyes, and then I'm gonna go ahead and like touch up here a little bit above my eyebrows, just because that area kind of looks weird sometimes, because I'm not beautiful and photoshopped. So I gotta work a little bit. So I'm taking more powder and just kind of powdering, because again, I have had this makeup on all day, so I do get a little oily, but I use the Josie Maran foundation, and it's really, really nice. It's the best foundation that I've ever used. Granted, I'm a broke bitch and I don't really use a whole bunch of high-end foundation, but that's really, really nice, and I will be buying it again. It just, I have like dry to oily skin. It's so weird, but I'm going to, I'm just kind of touching it up, and then I'm going to use the Too Faced, the Milk Chocolate Bronzer, and I just take this Luxie 522 tapered highlighter brush, and I'm breaking the rules again and using it to kind of like contour I don't really bronze just because I feel like it makes my face look weird if I don't have like a contour and it's not touched up under here. So I don't really bronze. I just don't find that it looks very good on my skin. I know you're not supposed to do this with your big brush. You're supposed to do your nose with a little brush, but I don't follow the fucking rules. Give a shit. So I'm just kind of touching up. And again, I just bought this the other day and I didn't realize like that it actually really smells like chocolate, even though everyone says it smells like chocolate, but it smells like fucking chocolate and it smells delicious. So I usually use the not ColourPop. I usually use the Becca and JACLYN Hill Champagne Pop, but I don't feel like I want to use that because I have been using it like no other. So I'm just going to use this VIP color out of the palette and I'm going to dip into that. Sorry, I know people don't like when you blow on your brushes, but... And I'm just going to use that as a highlight today. And I'm just kind of putting that on the high points of my cheeks. Yes. You guys want to know something hilarious? I used to not like highlighter. Used to hate it. Didn't think it looked good on me at all. But now I love it and I have to use it every day. I'm not going to put blush on just because I don't have any that I really like anymore. I need to buy new blushes and I don't really know what to buy right now. I'm just kind of sitting on it, trying to decide what I want. So I'm not going to do any blush. I'm going to just brush through my eyebrows because I've had this makeup on since like 6 o'clock this morning. So I'm just brushing through my brows just so they don't look too crazy. And then I'm gonna do my lips. I don't know what the fuck color I'm gonna use. Let's see what this color looks like. This is pretty. This is Co Cosmetics and it's in the color Naked. I went to school at Paul Mitchell for hair. I did not finish, but you get a makeup kit that's called like Co Cosmetics and this came in it. So I don't know if they like actually sell Co Cosmetics. But sorry, I suck at this. That's good. Well, hold on. That's as good as it's getting. Now, I don't have a lot of nude lipsticks, you guys. Like, I literally fucking just have like mauves and reds. So I'm not gonna put any lipstick over that because I really like this color and I don't want to fuck it up. So I'm just gonna leave it like that. And then I am going to take some setting spray. I'm fucking dumb and I have a all-nighter setting spray and it's the travel size. I honestly don't really like the Urban Decay setting spray. I don't think it does very good for me myself, honestly, and I know you guys are probably like judging me hard fucking core right now, but I really just, I don't like it. I really like the Tatcha Luminous one. I'm gonna have to go out and buy it, but it's like the full size is like a travel size and it's like 49 bucks, but it's so good, so I'm gonna have to go do that. I need this side. So I used all of the colors in the palette, and I think this look turned out really, really pretty. It actually is really not that hard. Like, this was my second time doing a cut crease, and I'm not like a fucking pro at makeup or anything. I think it turns out really pretty, and I think this would look really pretty on a lot of people. Then you can use this same technique of colors with every one of these palettes, and or any palette that you have. If you really just want to try something and you want to fucking be a badass and try a cut crease, literally, if you don't think that you're good at makeup, we all start somewhere. So, I mean, try doing your makeup every night before you go to bed, and literally, if you don't like how it looks, or you think it looks bad, or you think you messed up, just wash it off and you can go to bed and you can try it the next day. But as long as you sit there and practice every night, you're going to succeed somehow. You're going to get a little bit better. So that's, again, this is why I started making videos again. I want you guys to feel confident, and I want you to learn something. If you would like to learn how to do anything, let me know. I feel like knowledge is power. So, I mean, if I have tips that I like to use that I've learned from anyone else that I thought was really helpful, I'd like to share that with you. So I just want to thank you for watching. Thank you so much for staying the whole time. So sorry about the shitty ass editing. I don't even know if this bitch is still recording at this point because I can't see my fucking screen. So again, just thank you so much, and I really look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye.